It is on to Jessica and Emily to give you all of the latest and greatest about Dell Technologies TechDirect. Take it away.
Hello, hello, everyone. Go ahead, switch to share. You guys should be seeing my screen. And let's
Yep.
kick this off. So welcome, everyone. Welcome back. So glad you're here. Today is going to be way more of an overview of TechDirect, not as deep into the technical knowledge as our support assist training was a few weeks ago. If you guys do want us to come back and do some specific deep dive into TechDirect on the individual offers like we do with support assist, just let us know. As you know, with the support assist session from a couple weeks ago, we barely made it through half the content in an hour. So lots of really great stuff. TechDirect is really kind of that end-to-end IT support solution tool, and really a robust set of offers make this place its home. So today is going to be really focused around just letting you know all the great things that TechDirect can do for you. And then if you want, we can come back and do targeted trainings on those specific individualized offers. So just a reminder, my name is Jess Fairchild. I'm here with Emily Warren today, and we are going to be running through all things TechDirect. So a little bit more of that marketing pitch for you guys. So just kind of understanding, shifting from maintenance to innovation. Our whole preface on where we're going with TechDirect and technologies at Dell is really around like increasing that competitiveness, increasing visibility to your fleet and your data centers, reducing your IT downtime, and maximizing the productivity for your IT admins and your end users at the same time. And really, TechDirect is offering that end-to-end visibility with actionable insights and that flexible, customizable experience that you know from Dell and that you want from Dell to make it your own and work for you. So I like to start this chat kind of like with our latest Forrester research. So, 76% of our IT leaders want that automated support tools and technologies to help free up that IT staff. That's going to lead you to more productivity for both your IT admins and your end users, give you more time to focus on future innovation. Gen AI is a super hot buzzword right now, and I'm working on lots of content around how we're utilizing AI today and moving into that generative AI space. So that's absolutely another session that we can come talk to you guys in the future on as well. But your IT admins want that time to focus on those level of innovations and the strategic initiatives that's going to help them run their day-to-day as fast and efficient and as cost effective as possible. So we are right there with you guys. So TechDirect, it is your modern intelligent device management system at your fingertips. It's a customizable experience. It's end-to-end. You've got your ISG, your infrastructure pieces in here, and I'll go through those specific ISG items. You're going to have your entire fleet visibility across your Dell PCs. One thing that we talked about a couple weeks ago with Support Assist is we're working on that multi-vendor capability so that it won't just be Dell PCs in the future. So maybe you guys will see that next year. Stay tuned. And then, of course, flexibility to tailor your views and dashboards. In TechDirect, you have a complete flexibility on the customizations all the way down to the preferences you give to your individual IT admins. When you set up your initial TechDirect account, you're going to have your main IT admin, and that person is able to go in and alter the preferences for the other IT admins that they assign tasks for in TechDirect. You may have a single team that's just working on the build and deploy features of TechDirect, and another one that follows the data and telemetry insights in there. You may have one team that's just allowed to push updates to a certain set of fleets for testing. You've got all this granular control at your fingertips across the individual offers in here. And then you can absolutely get more granular with those preferences and customizations with the individual offers that TechDirect supports. So kind of differentiating the value for all customers, setting up that initial TechDirect account is free. It does not cost you anything. One thing to kind of take note, though, is there's not a way to, well, there is a way, like if you're setting up an account for your company and you're unsure if it has an account, there is a way for you to ask when you set up that account versus going ahead and just setting up a new account. If you're a larger corporation that wants to have multiple accounts for, separate groups of your company, that's absolutely applicable. But if you're a smaller, shop that you want everything in one place, you can absolutely do that too. But again, you're going to have that one IT admin that's got full control, and then you can have your individual IT admins that come in and have the preferences set at that IT admin level. So understanding what you can get at no added cost to you. You've got image assist features. That's your imaging coming out of the factory and setting your own custom image for your company. Driver catalog management. That's a popular aspect of support assist that you can utilize at no cost to you. Of course, centralized online access to technical support. You've got a direct line to our IT support teams, certifications and training and those expert conversations, all at your fingertips in TechDirect, as well as all the resources that you can imagine. Self-dispatch for replacement parts. That's one of our most popular pieces of TechDirect. That's at no cost to you. Obviously, you pay for the parts, but the service is absolutely free to you. And then, of course, we've got a robust list of APIs from a TechDirect perspective and also from a connect and manage perspective. So if you're looking to pull in like the telemetry and insights from Support Assist, we have APIs for that. If you're looking for warranty and basic TechDirect functionality APIs that link to, say, a ServiceNow or something like that, we've got those options for you. And those are to help for you to use in your existing SCCM tool versus utilizing TechDirect. Note that if you do use the APIs, all your content will still populate in TechDirect, but you'll be driving traffic to your preferred tool. In addition to this, you have access to additional services that you can start to unlock some of the more powerful, intelligent services of TechDirect. From the client side, you've got Pro Deploy Client, Connected Provisioning, Pro Support Client Suite, Asset Recovery Services, and you got Pro Deploy and Pro Support on the ISG infrastructure side as well. Some new offers that are kind of hitting the table is quote unquote add-ons are coming. We've got some data erase offers that just launched literally yesterday as part of Pro Deploy Client Suite, where you can safely and securely wipe an end user's data from wherever they are in the world. They don't have to come into the office, which is, super convenient for us that are working all over the world these days. You've got part of connected provisioning with self-healing image recovery. We were a finalist in the TSIA awards yesterday, so we unfortunately didn't win, but some really great, artificial intelligence and machine learning coming into that self-healing image recovery option, which is a really great add-on for you guys to look at. And then, of course, Ready Image. We're looking at lots of things with Ready Image to make sure that your end users get those systems ready to go out of the box and onto their systems. And then, to complete that life cycle, you've got Asset Recovery Services. This is where you can manage, end of life items. You can return them for money back towards future innovation. And it doesn't have to be a Dell PC. You may have a closet of, data racks and servers that are 20 years old that you haven't turned on and, who knows how long, but you can recycle those as well for money back towards future innovation. So definitely check out ARS or Asset Recovery Services if you have not heard of any of those before. And I know I do talk super fast, so I'm going to pause a second and see if there are any questions.
Hey, Jess, we don't have any outstanding questions in the chat right now, but
Cool.
We're monitoring it and ready to keep going. But yeah, thank you.
Awesome. I'm going to keep rocking and rolling then. Okay, so this slide may be familiar to some of you. This is what we debuted at Dell Technologies World earlier this year, and we have been continuing to kind of build on this end-to-end lifecycle solution for you guys to really put the big, robust picture that is TechDirect into something very simple and something understandable that you can just take a quick look at and understand what you're going to get. So across TechDirect, you have 4 pillars. You have your build and deploy, connect and manage, support, and self-dispatch, and then recycle and retire. So your build and deploy is going to be your imaging offers, building those products in the factory with what your company wants and pushing them out from the factory right to you, out of the box, ready to go. So you've got complete project management in TechDirect and planning to configuration and then to those deployments at the greater speed and less effort on your end. And the great thing about TechDirect is if you do it once, you don't have to keep recreating the wheel. It's going to save your work. You can ebb and flow as you go, and as things change and shift, You've got complete granular control to manage everything from TechDirect and your build and deploy dashboard. And then, of course, over in Connect Advantage, this is what we talked about a couple weeks ago. You've got your support assist for business PCs, and on the infrastructure side, you've got Secure Connect Gateway. So these are going to be your intelligent, telemetry-driven insights with those proactive and predictive capabilities using AI and machine learning. Lots of really great stuff in the works coming in the next couple of months for Support Assist. And as you guys know, we can come back and do more targeted training on Support Assist because it's a very robust tool. And this technology is really, really cool, especially if you learn all of its little tips and tricks to make it the best for your company. And then, of course, support. You've got all of our expert manuals and user guides and best practices at your fingertips. You've got direct access to actual experts to help you understand pieces of TechDirect or the offer that you're in. Really great hands-on experiences, as well as like your self-dispatch. That's one of the bread and butters of TechDirect. It's a free service, but those parts and dispatches happen on a daily basis. And a really cool story about self-dispatch is, some guy had his proactive alerts set on in Connect and Manage, and his computer hard drive was failing it, but he was out on a boat, living the best life. But IT was able to get him a replacement hard drive and met him in the harbor with the piece without him having to actually open an IT ticket himself. It proactively did it, and they were waiting for him at the dock as he was able to schedule where he could pick it up because he wasn't at home or at his office where the typical address was. So that's just a really cool self-dispatch story that I'm aware of recently. Recycle and retire. From that whole deployment of that first deployment and build and deploy through connecting and managing through the support lifecycle of a PC, you can now come into TechDirect and have this recycle and retire aspect as well. So securely retire old legacy IT equipment, recycle it for money back, and this also helps go towards your goals. Every company and even countries and down into individual states in North America, everywhere has specific recycle guidelines and mandates that they have to follow for government regulations, and Asset Recovery Services provides those disposition letters to confirm how much you've recycled to meet whatever your mandates may be. So definitely something really cool to check out. And one of my favorite pieces of it is that you can recycle that legacy equipment, and it doesn't have to be Dell. It can be those random things in a closet that you haven't seen in a really long time, just to clear up space. Get some money back from those, recycle them safely and securely, and get some money towards future innovations. Like, hey, you might be able to get a whole new line of PCs for some of your employees that have, some really dated, almost out of warranty items. So I'm going to pause again. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, we have one question here. Can you please walk us through if there's a cost attached to the ARS offer with,
yes.
Okay, yeah, that would be great.
Sure. Yeah. So depending on the entitlement level of your asset recovery service, there is a cost to that. Off the top of my head, I am not familiar with pricing, but I can absolutely follow up with Jack on those materials. And I do have, Emily, if you wouldn't mind dropping in the ARS Dell.com link, it can point you to more features for those. And I also have an interactive demo in Demo Center for asset recovery services. So definitely check that out if you want a step-by-step walkthrough of the asset recovery service. And I also have them for Pro Deploy, connected provisioning, self-dispatch. I've got it for Support Assist. There are 7 or 8 different TechDirect sandbox environments that I've built. So definitely check those out. I will make sure that Jack includes that link for you guys in the resources. All right, going to jump along. So why TechDirect? We kind of just covered the life cycle of this, but just, put some numbers on the page. We've got 80+ million connected devices globally receiving automated and proactive support. And this number kind of ebbs and flows, as systems go in and out of warranty, this number goes up and down. And of course, as new folks start to join, that number is going to go up. We're trusted by over 73,000 enrolled companies. I think that number is about 74 now. And then from a channel partners, it's actually 14K. So 14 channel partners are enabled to centrally manage PCs in TechDirect today. And then, of course, you know, that end-to-end scalability, security first. Security is paramount at Dell. We never do anything to jeopardize your trust in us. We never want to do that. So making sure that any data that's collected is by top-notch security protocols across Dell. And we talked a little bit about this with our support assist connectivity for those for the type of data collected. So if you would like access to that white paper, just let me know. But we never collect any personal information. It's only ever system state information needed to resolve an issue, and then it's disposed of properly. And then, of course, you know, with self-dispatches, we are still averaging about 1.4 million self-dispatches globally a year. It's a great number, and it's a really great feature to utilize in TechDirect, especially if you're monitoring and connect and manage, to have those proactive and predictive capabilities to automatically open those tickets where your IT admin doesn't even need to get involved. The system is smart enough and uses that AI and machine learning to predict that those issues are going to happen. It'll automatically create those tickets, get those parches dispatched, and out to you. And that's a really great kind of reminder, I guess, to kind of caveat to when you're setting up your TechDirect account, making sure that you set up sites and groups, you know, properly, because the last thing you want is to be utilizing those automated, proactive, and predictive capabilities for self-dispatch. But you don't want those parts to go out to the wrong address. So making sure that when you're setting up your TechDirect account, you're keeping in mind actual locations for you where you want things sent, or who you want your main contact person to be as that IT admin. Okay. So we get a lot of questions about what is supported in TechDirect. So you see the top line is really your laptops, PCs, and monitors. It's across the board, fair assumption. But then when you get into like your servers, data storage, and networking pieces, it starts to get a little bit more limited, but it's still a very robust tool that's constantly being updated. So, you know, if you take a screenshot of this slide, it's probably going to change by the next time you come and look at it. So if you want the latest and greatest, I have a great Dell.com page. It's dell.com/TechDirect, where you can always come and get the latest and greatest for the solutions that we support across TechDirect. With that, I'm going to kind of jump. So really understanding from an enterprise perspective, because we hear a lot, you know, well, TechDirect, you know, doesn't really support a lot of infrastructure products. Well, it supports the technical support, self-dispatch, APIs, asset and alert management, and then you kind of shift with that Secure Connect Gateway, which is the ISG version of Support Assist, into My Service 360 for that really granular control across service requests, escalations, your IT tickets, the install base, how many assets, code, contracts, connectivity, and then of course the health and risk features as well. So this is kind of a high-level slide that kind of shows you how TechDirect and My Service 360, these two portals, coexist together from an infrastructure perspective. And I will pause because I have one more slide on this infrastructure piece. And then I'm going to show you guys the actual tool. Emily, do you have any questions? Or are we still doing good over here?
We're doing great. Thank you.
Cool. Okay. So kind of understanding the portals for IT infrastructure solutions. We get a lot of questions. What's the difference between TechDirect, My Service 360, and Cloud IQ? So this is a high-level slide that some of my coworkers and I have worked together on. So really kind of putting it into perspective how, you know, one tool covers this and then it shifts into another tool from that infrastructure perspective. But do understand from a PC perspective, it is all in TechDirect end-to-end, from build and deploy to that recycle. So My Service 360 kind of takes a lot of those analytics for IT infrastructure out of TechDirect and pulls it into that portal. And then, of course, your Cloud IQ is an intelligent infrastructure insights for some of those things. So kind of the extension of My Service 360 at a product level. Okay. And then from here, I wanted to show you guys, I'm going to switch screens. So please tell me if you guys see Demo Center.
Not yet, Jess. We're still seeing the slide.
Okay, I might have to stop sharing. And share again. Okay.
Yep, now we see Demo Center.
Fabulous. So this is that sandbox environment that I was talking to you guys about. It is democenter.dell.com. It is free. You just log into it. But like I said, if you want to come in here, you can search Support Assist from the top, and it'll pull up my Connect and Manage with Support Assist for Business PCs and TechDirect. And then, of course, if you want to go into the infrastructure side of things, you've got Secure Connect Gateway over here to check out. Our Connect and Manage demo that has been at Dell Technologies World for a couple years now. It's one of our most popular demos. It's been in the top 10 for like the last 2 or 3 years at Dell Technologies World, and it's due for a refresh in October because we have some really great channel updates coming to TechDirect. So this demo and the other 7 TechDirect demos that we have in Demo Center will all be updated with those channel additions. The channel additions don't really have anything to do at an offer level. It's purely some UI and just visual simplicity edits that are coming. So I do see a question, Emily. I think you're answering it. And yes, there is multi-factor authentication in TechDirect today. So definitely check those out. That was something that came in the last year or two. But we have 2-factor and multi-factor in place today. Let's see, and then I wanted to type in TechDirect and show you those demos. So here's, if you come in and search TechDirect, you can find all of the demos that you have across TechDirect in here. So like I said, you've got asset recovery services, you've got your support assist, connected provisioning, image assist, getting started in TechDirect. So if you're new to TechDirect and haven't created an account, check this one out because it talks about how you can find your company's existing account if it exists, but also some really great tips and tricks about setting preferences for your IT admins. I also cover that in complete onboarding process in the Support Assist demo as well for a first-time user. Of course, you've got Pro Deploy Client Suite, and all of these trainings have a channel perspective in them. But again, just a reminder that some of the UI is going to change for those. And then, of course, this is a new feature in Pro Deploy Client Suite, Asset Services Online. So this is creating those stickers that go on your system leaving the factory. So, asset tag or however your company wants to monitor or manage their entire fleet of assets. You can customize your individual sticker for the box, for the shipping label, but also for what goes on the bottom or the side or wherever you want to stick it on your system. Really great, 100% customizable experience. So definitely check those out. I do have some demos in the work for self-healing image recovery and data erase. Those are coming soon, so definitely check out those. And then, so that was this one, and then I'm going to stop share again, and I'm going to switch to the TechDirect portal itself. All righty, here we go. So I've logged in already. So unfortunately, you didn't get to see the multi-factor authentication that it does do there, but this is what it looks like when you first log into TechDirect. It actually bumps you to the Connect and Manage page. So manage your PC fleet. This is your Support Assist for Business PCs example. Manage your infrastructure assets. So this is that Secure Connect Gateway infrastructure piece. So going into build and deploy.
Oh, Jess,
oh, yes.
I can't see your screen right now. I just see the presenters.
Sorry. Thank you, Emily.
No worries. And I'm going to answer a question live real quick. Okay. So I see, John, you had asked about in the demo center, why does it say 24 hours at the bottom timer there? It's not that the clock, that the demo takes 24 hours to go through. It just means once you launch that session, you've got 24 hours in that current session to be able to open and launch it. If you need another day or more time, you can continually open and launch it again. It's just we have to put a clock for how long do you want that session to be open.
Yeah, and it's also really great, like if you wanted to start it and come back at a later time, it'll hold your space. But after that 24 hours, if you don't extend it, you just start over. But let me go back to that really quick. Because I will show you something else on that. Okay, so see down here, it says 24 hours. So a really great piece about this is when you come into a demo and you go into launching it, you have this blue welcome screen that I summarize all the things you're going to do. But the really great piece about this is you can click out of that box and come down here to the bottom left and actually navigate to a specific place. So I have registering in TechDirect, creating that initial profile, and then activating as a first-time Connect and Manage user with Support Assist. So that goes into there. And then I bring you into the Connect and Manage preferences piece about connecting to Dell PCs. And I'm going to walk you through step by step how you start to configure your Support Assist package for deployment. And then, of course, once you've done that with all those preferences, you can go directly into the deployment package. And then we get into managing the features. So it brings you, right into your dashboard, and with all the tips and tricks for understanding how to read your dashboard, understanding, how the timetables for how that data is collected as well. So you can really go into the weeds with these interactive demos. You won't be able to click down, unfortunately, but know that each of these individual tiles are actually clickable in your actual dashboard, but they have a lot of proprietary information in this demo one that I was using, so I had to turn that capability off. But from a high level perspective, I do walk you through how that information is collected, how it's stored, the trends, and understanding how the recommendations and the proactive and predictive capabilities work. I will pause on Demo Center if you guys have any other questions. Looking good, Emily?
Hey, Jess, we did have one more question about asset recovery services.
Yeah.
Would you mind please just going over again? I think you addressed it, that part of it is dependent upon your offer entitlement. Could you just talk to that again? Because we're having a lot of questions about if that's free or how is that tied into an offer?
So asset recovery services is the offer. So you would talk to your sales representative about purchasing asset recovery services, and depending on the level of entitlement that you want, that's your cost breakdown. There are some regional nuances to that. It's not officially globally available, but we have, I'm trying to think of the right word. There are additional resources for recycling and safely, retiring assets if you're in one of those regional locations where asset recovery services is not available. Alrighty, I'm going to switch back to TechDirect really quick.
Thanks, Jess. And real quick to everybody on the call, I'm about to put the asset recovery getting started guide into the chat. So you guys will have access to that right now.
Fabulous. And I do see a question that came through about how do you ensure data security of customers working from remote locations through cloud without any extra maintenance service cost IT team. So the great thing about TechDirect is it's a globally accessible tool. And then depending on which service offering you have in there, you have access. Well, I have white papers on the security protocols for how the information is collected, but also for the data security of your customers. Like security is paramount. Again, like we're not collecting, personal information. It's only that system state information that's needed. We track systems by their service tag in TechDirect. So there's no personal information or company entitlement tied to that service tag unless, somebody's drilling way down into there, and that would be your IT admin. So again, this is the page when you log into TechDirect. This is going to be the default kind of screen that you see under Connect and Manage. Soon you will see a new tile here that says Data Erase. So that's very exciting. It's a new offer that's kind of an add-on to ProDeploy clients that just launched 2 days ago. But it's an add-on service to help you securely and safely erase data for your end user wherever they may be in the world. They don't have to come into the office to do it safely, which is really great. So jumping kind of to build and deploy, So this is how you come into Build and Deploy and access your individual dashboard. So for example, like if I clicked on Pro Deploy here, gotta wait on the internet. Pro Deploy has a really great, creating a sample order. So like when you create orders, you can get started here. You can manage your orders. You can create a sample order, which is really cool. So if you just wanted to come in and kind of see what Pro Deploy client can do for you, you can actually come in and create a sample order to see. And then at the end of that, you can actually push it to IT to get you started, or just delete the whole thing, whatever you want to do. And again, you can even get really granular with your access through your admins that you have in TechDirect for this specific offer, just like you can go into your main profile and edit those settings as well across the board. So going back, and then the same, with Image Assist, you've got you can download the software to build your own custom image for factory. Self-healing image recovery is an add-on that you can get with Pro Deploy or Connected Provisioning these days. So some really great opportunities to make sure that you're getting your end user set up straight out of the box after you custom configure, and it ships to wherever they are, whether that's the IT department or their home itself. So get support and replace parts. This is where you're going to find self-dispatch, access to our APIs, that expert technical support, and then of course the dedicated parts inventory that you can also check out. And then retire asset, which is where asset recovery services lives. So like, we did on the Pro Deploy one, I will click into here and see if it opens for us. Maybe not. It's not going to open. But this is the very highest of high levels of the TechDirect overview without going granular into each of the individual offers. And as I told Jack, I was like, if you guys want us to come back and go specific into these individual offers, I could probably do an entire session on just the build and deploy features, going into all those pieces with building images and the different capabilities that we have. So here's kind of, what the initial dashboard comes in for asset recovery services. Again, that granularity for IT admin, you can really set those preferences for the individual IT admins. Maybe they only touch, you have specific admins that only touch asset recovery or only touch Pro Deploy. However you want to configure it, it's 100% up to you. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to pause. Any last questions? I knew this session wouldn't last an hour because it was just meant to be a super high kind of flyover of all the great capabilities in this really robust tool. But I would love to come back and go into the weeds on each of these individual offers and pieces for you guys. And hey, even come back and talk to you guys more about Support Assist because there was a lot that we didn't get to a couple weeks ago. How are we doing on questions, Emily? Anything new?
Yes. So I think the one thing we need to follow up with Gordon on the multi-factor authentication option. So Gordon, I got a response back from Bob Martin, who owns the TechDirect tool. So if we could send you some information offline, I think that would be great, because this conversation I think is a little bit outside of my scope, but we're happy to follow up with you on what the plan is with that.
Yeah, great.
I do see a question in the Q&A. Wondering if there's a feature in Support Assist for hardware that is lost or stolen, i.e. a remote wipe.
Well, today, I'm not 100% sure, but I know with data erase, we are working on a cloud wipe feature.
Yeah, I think in present day Support Assist environment, we do not have the built-in capability at this moment to do a remote wipe, but that's something that we can definitely go to our product owners and ask if that's on the future roadmap, and come back and let y'all know.
Yes, data erase will actually sit in this connect and manage area, and it will. There is a remote capability that's on the roadmap for next year, and all they need is Wi-Fi to wipe it remotely, which is great. Of course, it
and
gets turned.
Absolutely. And Jess, I think if you wouldn't mind, if you could go to the Help Center at the top and just we can show them that. Yeah, I think the Help Center is really good for our most frequently asked TechDirect questions. I know it can be kind of ironic sending people to an FAQ, but we do curate these. We hear from customers what their most frequently asked questions are, and we keep these up to date. And then the new thing that we've also launched in the last quarter is the contact us at the top. If you have a specific question about a specific pillar or piece of TechDirect and you submit your question through the contact us button, it will get routed to the appropriate queue where we have agents who are trained and responsible for that pillar that you're asking questions about. So we've really tried to make it easier for you to get help if you get stuck in TechDirect and are not sure where to go. So you can see from the drop down, we've really tried to curate for y'all so the portal can be more accessible and easier for y'all to understand.
Exactly. This is because it's really great to be able to, when you submit this help ticket, it's going to go to somebody that's an expert in that specific area of TechDirect to help save some time. And you can get really granular with the level of help that you need too.
Right. And I see there's another question about, do we have, it says we use enable RMM in managed client systems, not all our Dell products. Are we only limited to Dell equipment under TechDirect? And Jess, you may have the ability to answer this from a broader TechDirect perspective, but I know from a support assist, connect and manage pillar, right now at this time, we only support Dell equipment, but we do hear loud and clear from our customers that multi-vendor support is needed. And so that is on our roadmap, and we will be addressing that in the very near future.
Yes, and that's across TechDirect today. But yes,
Yeah.
multi-factor is definitely on our roadmap. The only area of TechDirect where you can do non-Dell items is the recycle part of asset recovery services. So if you've got those hardwired keyboards just collecting space, you can recycle those.
Yeah. And Jess, if you have a second to go back to Demo Center, if you could show them the Connect and Manage demo and specifically show them how to get to the API section, because if I remember right, we can jump to the API section for Demo Center. We have a couple questions about that, and I'm also going to put the link in the chat.
Yeah. So look, so when you go to manage features, first, well, go back. So here, actually, when I push you into manage features, I gave you a quick jump to APIs, but you can also, if you just continue to features, at the end of the features, it'll jump you straight to APIs, or you can actually come down here and navigate directly to those PC management APIs. So it'll start you here. Our PC management APIs are RESTful. You would come here, activate your tile, and then of course, come into here, you'll request your API key as your first step. Any of your keys that you've already requested, you can manage here. And then again, that granular technician support, you've got it here as well.
That's great. And it looks like I made an error with sharing out the Demo Center link. And Jess, I'll need to get you to help me with this. And Jack, make sure that we send this out. It looks like I accidentally put the link that was gated for the employee access because Kevin can't open it. So
yeah,
I need
just
to
remove employee from the URL.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry about that, you guys. I thought I had done that, but let me redrop it in, and I will put the correct one in. That's not gatekept because it is in fact customer facing. We built these for y'all.
Sure did. And yes, and I love feedback on these demos. Emily and I work really hard to update them in real time. And these kind of calls are really great for us to get really anecdotal feedback on what you guys want help with or want us to go deeper in, just like the support assist content that we came and did a couple weeks ago. That's 100% based on the level of granularity that you guys are asking for. So if you guys don't ask us, we don't do it. So let us know. But all right, Jack, I think that was the end of today's just really quick overview. I did ask Jack to add some survey questions for me at the end. which will help us plan for some sessions next year for you guys. Like if you want to go really deep into asset recovery services, I would love to, because there's a ton of stuff in asset recovery services that are really cool pieces.
Yeah, absolutely. So once this webinar ends, you will get that link for the survey, and it will also be in your email along with every bit of resource that was shared today. And as always, if you want to come back, take another look at this webinar, it will be posted on our site by early next week. So it'll be there, it'll be on YouTube, it'll be everywhere. So all of these resources will be available for you. I mean, right, that's what we do. We are here for education. And Jess and Emily, like always, thank you. I'm sure we'll have you back next year, because the survey will say we want you back.
Yeah, great. Well, one quick thing, Jack, I see Eduardo put in the question about APIs and scripting. We have a really great feature, part of Support Assist, where you can write your own scripts, and we do have a library of scripts that you're able to take advantage of. And we do have a new principal technology study where they actually, easily wrote 5 or 6 new scripts for remediation to go out. So those are stored in the library in TechDirect. So definitely check out that Connect and Manage demo that Emily dropped in chat for you.
Yes,
right.
And that's a good point. I will make sure, Jack, that we put in the principal technology study that just published last week that does have 5 scripts, remediation scripts that customers can use in it, along with our most recent claims. We can claim, if you have Support Assist for business PCs deployed in your Pro Support Plus environment, we can save you up to 641 hours of admin time with recurring tasks a year on 1,000 PC fleet. So Support Assist powered PCs that have Pro Support Plus on them, we can really help save you time and energy, so your focus can be on other things besides break fix.
For sure. And another great claim that we were able to get out of that principal technology study is that it takes, like about 37 seconds to push driver and firmware updates to 1,000 PC fleet, which is awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Cool.
It's always fun to come, and we'll come back, Jack, if you'll have us.
Yes.
Oh, we'll definitely have you.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone. Keep an eye out for your email. We'll be sharing all these resources shortly.
Thanks, y'all. Have a great one. Bye.
Thank you.